noticed how many there are items with LGBT symbols on them in stores today? I mean clothing, accessories, all of that. Triangles, pride flags, holding hands, any kind of stuff, honestly. And we feel encouraged to buy it and more of it, all of us, but especially queer people. Like, I can't imagine coming to Pride without a rainbow t-shirt on or something. Even though I understand if I bought it from a mass market store, this probably implicates that there is a person who had to create it, working under terrible conditions. It is so bizarre that gay movement walked this path from being a protest to being something that buys stuff all of the time. I mean, living under capitalism is bizarre. People who are controlling us, they want us working our jobs, not working toward collective and self-determination, remembering anniversaries, not the murder of trans people, buying wedding rings, not smashing capitalism. I'm quoting gay shame here. We're living in the world of neoliberal politics. We are talking about the case of post-slavery society in the US or post-USSR reality if we're talking about Eastern Europe.
The West and capitalism promote consumerism. Now they promote buying items with symbols of resistance on them. Can you buy resistance though? Even if from very progressive capitalists.
Progressive capitalists. I don't want my oppressors to become more progressive. I want them to...
It also becomes a question of if one can afford to pass as a proper queer person. Here, I remember as it was explored by Puar, by the notions of good citizen, which is homonormative in case they're gay, and bad citizen.
Also pinkwashing, when states or companies use gay people to promote their items to sell them.
We're entering a new era of rainbow capitalism, when LGBT movement is getting incorporated into capitalism as huge corporations explore new demographics to exploit. What else may be helpful here is reading and studying the concepts of commodity capitalism described by Anne Pellegrini, and the way commodity interacts with lesbianism explained by Danae Clark, who explores the desire of capitalism of a constant search for new areas to colonize. And also there's Karl Marx.
And also there are huge scandals happening all the time when companies fail to preserve their homo-friendly image.
Take Victoria's Secret, acknowledging that it will never invite transgender models while also using rainbow symbols at the shows.
In a way, wearing LGBT merchandise may be some way to show resistance.
You're from Belarus, right?
Yeah, but I live in Russia.
Oh yeah, right?
Wearing LGBT symbols there is indeed an act that challenges society. Strangers can say something to you. Unpleasant situations may occur at college or at family gathering. You feel marked all of the time when you wear it. Marked if not for death, but for very specific treatment.
At the same time, there are queer local artists making their own merchandise and clothing with LGBT symbols. If by buying stuff we can support LGBT organizations, if we know where our money is going, maybe it's not such a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly. As we're coming to realize how problematic and complex the issue is, I think it would be rather beneficial to turn to other queer and gay people of our age to find out what they think. But where can we find them?
Okay, I can share.
Can you please introduce yourself, your name, age, where you're from?
I'm Anne, I'm from Russia, I'm 21 at this point, yeah.
Where exactly are you from Russia?
St. Petersburg.
And how do you identify in terms of your gender and sexual identity, if you do identify yourself with those terms?
I think I would say like agender, pansexual.
Andy Mraz. I'm from Southern California. I'm 25, male, and I'm homosexual.
Настя Андреева, 20 лет. Можно Николь, Санкт-Петербург, на самом деле Ижевск. Я идентифицирую себя как бисексуалку, gender expression, типа cisgender female.
Имя?
Николай из Москвы. Цис гей. Немножко пивка бахнул, так что.
Hi, I'm Beck Flory. I'm from Minnesota. I'm 18. I identify as genderqueer or trans man. I'm figuring it out. Sexually, just, I don't know. Who knows?
Accessories or something.
No, I don't have at all.
I do not.
Was it your conscious choice not to have them?
Yes, I think so. I mean, yes, I do consider it part of myself, but I don't really think of myself as a part of some community. I don't want to show it like, hey, look at me, I'm so LGBT, that's so cool. I mean, yeah, I think it's cool, but I don't want to.
So, for you, wearing LGBT merchandise, for instance, would be any kind of statement that you would
Yes, I think so. And I don't like making statements, so yeah.
There are certain products I won't buy. If a product is created by a queer person, then I'll buy it. But I won't buy, for example, I won't buy from Target or Urban Outfitter or something like that. It has to be from a queer artist or something like that.
Kind of.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I have only one t-shirt with LGBT pride flag. I bought it here in the US and I wear it only at home. That's it. It was cheap at Goodwill. It was $2 and I was like, good deal.
Do you have any special reasons to wear it only at home?
Firstly, I don't feel well, I identify as bisexual, but I don't truly feel as a part of LGBT community. Secondly, yeah, I don't want this symbolic be a representative part of my identity. I don't feel like it's my identity.
No, I don't, but I have a flag at home. Riga Pride in, I believe, 2014. I bought it there because, well, it was the first time having a physical, LGBT flag, possessing it was important.
I do, yes. A few flags here and at home. I have a rainbow flask. I have some stickers. Yeah, I do have quite a bit that I've picked up from different prides or friends. You know, honestly, a lot of the purchases that you can make recently has been through Target, which I know is a really big corporation, but they aren't super expensive, and around Pride they put out a lot of rainbow paraphernalia, and I know it sells really well, talking to friends and whatnot. There are some really cool local artists who create clothes and Pride items, but they are usually pretty expensive. I'd save that for Pride or I don't know, themed parties. I think there are certain places where it's more comfortable. I'm thinking more my home. It's less comfortable. Bard, yeah, I feel comfortable and safe, but I don't know. I usually reserve my Pride clothes for very specific moods and times and places.
But I would think that it's quite nice that these things exist now, because that's cool. People can represent themselves.
That's great that mass market chains support this message, but at the same time, I feel like it's just against the whole notion of queer identity and LGBTQ identity.
Stores like Target or big brands are using the LGBT identity to make a profit.
Really conflicting when those organizations or corporations might not actually in themselves have policies that are LGBTQ friendly for their employees, or they might not legitimately support what they're selling. It's more about the money. That's when I'm conflicted.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's just that since I live in Russia, and it's a very homophobic country, I'm afraid that I will be beaten up, or I don't know, something will happen because of it. My ex-boyfriend was beaten up just for sounding gay in the street.
I don't see any situation here where I would feel like I shouldn't wear it, but the fact that I'm going abroad to Russia, I am very I'm going to make very conscious decisions about what I wear when I'm there. So definitely nothing with an LGBT symbol.
It's hard because I don't live in this reality where it becomes like a mass market thing. It's hard to judge it. It's hard to grasp. But it's nice to see. It's just nice that I come here and it's accepted and it's cool, even if it mass market does it. And I know it's like capitalism, blah blah, but still, it's nice to see that
we fit in their norms. We're like playing by their rules, which is kind of problematic. If you're weird in Russia, it's a rebellion. Do you want to rebel? Do you want to stand out? Do you really want to put yourself in danger because of that? But here, I feel like not like that.
I think if you're going to sell something that has some sort of social or political cause to it, I think you should donate all of the profits to this particular cause. There's a disconnect between what the corporation, the people running the corporation believe, and the fact that they're monetizing this thing. Like it doesn't feel honest. It feels like they're just trying to make money. In the past, if I've read something particularly upsetting about LGBT people or whatever, then I might consciously put on like a rainbow flag or a pink triangle or something like that. And in that case, it would be a political statement. But in general, like I don't consider my clothes a political statement.
We're just getting as those fucking straights. We're just like them. We're getting acceptable and cool and fun. We fit in their norms. We're like playing by their rules, which is kind of problematic.